Shocking new video footage has just been released, pulling back the curtain on one of the most audacious and devastating military operations in the modern Middle East. We're looking at the direct aftermath of a massive, large-scale Israeli strike deep inside the Iranian capital. The target? Tehran's Mehrabad International Airport. But this wasn't a strike on civilian airliners. According to newly released footage flooding social media and confirmed military reports, this was a surgical decapitation of Iran's military logistics. 16 aircraft completely obliterated. These weren't just any planes. They were the primary logistical lifeblood of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, specifically the elite Quds Force. For years, Washington, D.C. and its allies in the Middle East have warned about Iran's ghost flights, cargo planes disguised as standard traffic, moving lethal weapons and millions in untraceable cash to proxy groups across the region. Now, the Israel Defense Forces have decided to ground those flights permanently. In this video, we are going to break down the visuals emerging from Tehran, analyze the incredible tactical execution required to strike the heart of Iran, and explain exactly why the destruction of these 16 aircraft and the targeting of Iranian fighter jets might fundamentally change the balance of power in the Middle East. If you want to understand how the shadow war between Israel and Iran just burst out into the open, stay tuned. 2.3 minutes to 6 minutes. Section 2. The target, Mehrabad International Airport and the Quds Force. To understand the gravity of this strike, we first have to look at the target. Mehrabad International Airport is situated right inside the capital city of Tehran. For an American audience, imagine a foreign military conducting a massive airstrike on Reagan National Airport right outside Washington, D.C. The psychological and geopolitical shockwave is immense. While Imam Khomeini International Airport handles most of Tehran's international civilian traffic, Mehrabad is a dual-use facility. It handles domestic flights, but critically, it serves as a massive operational hub for the Iranian military and the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, the IRGC. The Israel Defense Forces have come out with a definitive statement regarding why Mehrabad was targeted. According to the IDF, this airport served as the central, vital hub for the Quds Force. The Quds Force is the branch of the IRGC responsible for extraterritorial operations. In plain English, they are the ones who supply, train, and fund Iran's network of terrorist proxy groups across the Middle East, chief among them Hezbollah in Lebanon. The IDF didn't mince words. In their official statement, they revealed exactly what these destroyed planes were doing. Quote, "Aircraft loaded with weapons and cash took off from the airport numerous times and landed across the region for the use of the Iranian terror regime's proxies." Think about the logistics of modern warfare. Hezbollah, sitting on Israel's northern border, has an arsenal of over 150,000 rockets, anti-tank guided missiles, and drones. Those weapons don't just magically appear in the mountains of southern Lebanon. They are manufactured in Iran, loaded on massive transport aircraft at Mehrabad, flown into Syria or Lebanon, and then trucked to the front lines. By obliterating 16 of these aircraft in a single blow, Israel didn't just blow up planes, they severed the main artery pumping venom into the region. They destroyed the very vehicles used to transport weapons to Hezbollah. 6 minutes to 10.3 minutes. Section 3. The footage and the tactical breakdown. Let's look at the visuals that have leaked out onto social media. What you are seeing is the immediate aftermath of a highly coordinated, multi-wave strike. You can see the airport area cloaked in smoke. The camera pans across the tarmac, revealing the skeletal remains of what used to be heavy transport planes. Destroying 16 aircraft in one operation is a staggering military achievement. Airplanes are usually dispersed, hidden in reinforced hangars or moved constantly. To catch 16 of them on the ground means the Israeli intelligence apparatus had absolute, undeniable real-time tracking of IRGC movements. But how did they do it?
Striking Tehran is not easy. It's over 1,000 miles from Israeli airspace. It requires mid-air refueling, navigating through heavily defended airspace, and evading early warning radar. Furthermore, the IDF reported that it didn't just hit the transport planes. They targeted additional military infrastructure located at the airport, likely fuel depots, maintenance hangars, and command and control bunkers used by the Quds Force. But here's the most intense part of the tactical report. The IDF confirmed that several Iranian fighter jets were also hit. Stock footage of Iranian F-14 Tomcats or MiG-29s taking off, followed by crosshairs locking onto them. Israel operates in some of the most contested airspace in the world. When conducting operations within Iranian airspace, the Israel Air Force, the IAF, faces a very real threat from Iranian interceptors. According to the IDF, the Iranian fighter jets that were targeted and hit had the potential to threaten Israeli aircraft during this operation. This tells us two things. First, the Israelis likely employed seed tactics, suppression of enemy air defenses. Before the main bombers hit the 16 transport planes, advanced stealth fighters, likely F-35 Adirs, swept the area, disabling Iranian radar and destroying interceptor jets before they could even get off the ground to pose a threat.
Whenever a strike of this magnitude happens inside a densely populated city like Tehran, the immediate concern for the international community, and specifically for Washington, is collateral damage and civilian casualties. Mehrabad is located in the western part of Tehran. It is surrounded by residential neighborhoods, highways, and commercial districts. A sloppy bombing campaign here would result in mass civilian casualties, which would hand Iran a massive propaganda victory and likely trigger a wider, uncontrollable regional war. The Israeli military explicitly stated that it took immense precautions ahead of the strikes to limit civilian casualties. How do you destroy a military hub inside a civilian city? First, precision-guided weapons. We are likely talking about bunker busters and smart bombs that use GPS and laser guidance to hit within inches of their target. They aren't carpet bombing the airport, they are dropping ordnance straight through the roofs of specific hangars where the IRGC transport planes were parked. Second, continuous aerial monitoring. Israel relies heavily on high-altitude drones and satellite feeds. They monitor the airport to ensure that civilian workers or commercial flights are not in the immediate blast radius when the strike is authorized. And third, additional intelligence assessments. This means human intelligence on the ground. Mossad, Israel's intelligence agency, likely had assets verifying that the 16 aircraft were loaded with weapons and cash and that the hangars were clear of non-combatants before the green light was given. From a military science perspective, executing a strike of this size, destroying 16 major targets and several fighter jets, while actively mitigating civilian loss of life in the heart of Tehran, is a masterclass in modern, precision warfare. So, what does this mean for the United States and the broader global stage? For the U.S. military and the Pentagon, this is a massive development. The United States has designated the IRGC as a foreign terrorist organization. The weapons and cash that were loaded onto those destroyed planes weren't just a threat to Israel. Those same supply lines fund groups that have continuously attacked U.S. service members stationed in Iraq, Syria, and Jordan. By destroying these 16 aircraft, Israel has effectively done a massive favor for U.S. Central Command. The cash and weapons mentioned by the IDF fuel the entire axis of resistance. It funds the drones that attack commercial shipping in the Red Sea. It funds the rockets fired at American bases. Replacing 16 heavy transport aircraft is incredibly difficult for Iran. They have been under crippling Western sanctions for decades. They cannot simply call up Boeing or Airbus and order replacement planes. Their aviation fleet is aging, held together by black market parts and reverse engineering. Losing 16 planes in a single night is a generational setback for the Quds Force's logistical capabilities. Furthermore, this strike shatters the illusion of Iranian invulnerability. The Iranian regime has spent years projecting power outward, arming proxies to fight their battles for them. But the visuals coming out of Mehrabad Airport today send a chilling message to the leadership in Tehran. You are not untouchable. If Israeli jets can enter Iranian airspace, neutralize fighter jets, destroy a fleet of 16 transport planes at an airport in the capital, and leave without taking losses, it means Iran's air defense network is fundamentally compromised. The dust is still settling over Tehran's Mehrabad Airport. The social media footage we've seen today is historic. 16 aircraft obliterated, fighter jets disabled, a critical logistics node for the IRGC and Hezbollah severed. This was not just a tactical military strike, it was a strategic message written in jet fuel and high explosives. The Israeli military has proven that it has the intelligence to know exactly where the weapons and cash are, the technology to reach them, and the precision to destroy them right under the nose of the Iranian regime, all while taking calculated steps to protect civilians. The ball is now in Iran's court. Stripped of a major portion of their transport fleet, how will the Quds Force supply Hezbollah? And more importantly, how will Tehran respond to such a humiliating blow on their own soil? What are your thoughts on this massive strike? Do you think the loss of these 16 aircraft will cripple Hezbollah's supply lines, or will Iran find another way to move their weapons and cash? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. If you found this breakdown informative, please make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our future deep dives into global conflicts and military strategy. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next one.